So at the beginning of the video, at first I give the thank you to all of my students, my subscribers, parents for supporting the first video. Okay. So this is the part 2 video of the number system. Yesterday, that means in the previous video, I already discussed what? Natural number, integer, rational number, irrational number, fractions, whole number, etc. Okay. And in this video, I have to discuss about what? About the rational number and irrational number. And I give you the definition, the proper definition of the rational number and irrational number. Okay. So let's start. So before starting this video, at first, I open the board. So at the first, I will discuss what is the definition of a rational number. So write down at first. A rational number. At first, you have to understand what is the definition of rational number. In numbers which I represent in the form of P by Q. In the form of what? P by Q, where Q not equals to 0. Q not equals to 0. Why we write Q not equals to 0? Because if Q equals to 0, so what happened? If Q equals to 0, so what happened? That means P by 0, it is undefined. That's why we cannot write in this way. That's why we give the Q not equals to 0 whenever I give the definition of the rational number. And one another condition is there to give the definition of rational number. What is the condition? The next condition is where P and Q are co-prime. Do you know what is the meaning of co-prime number? Do you know what is the meaning of, at first, prime number? Prime numbers are such numbers which is either divisible by itself or 1. Suppose we take a number 2. Okay. So obviously 2 is divisible by what? Divisible by 2 and also divisible by 1. So that's why it is a prime number. Next, suppose 3. 3 is also divisible by 3 and also divisible by 1. That means it is a prime number. But if you take the 4, so is it divisible by how much? 4, either 2, either 1. So the own number, the given number, and it is divisible by 1 and the given number. Other these two numbers, 4 is divisible by 2. That's why we can say that 4 is not the prime number. Okay. So what is the meaning of co-prime number? Suppose we take two numbers, 15 and 16. What happened? This is called the two. If you take the two numbers, 15 and 16, what is the common divisor of these two numbers? It is 1. That's why we can say that 15 and 16 are the co-prime number. So we can write that 15 and 16 are co-prime numbers. Okay, this is called co-prime numbers. Okay, suppose we take, so in this co-prime number, two numbers, it is not mandatorily the prime number. Okay, suppose we take 2 and 3, both are the prime number and both are also the co-prime number, because what is the common divisor of this two number? It is 1. So obviously 2 and 3 are the co-prime number. But in the co-prime number set, each numbers are the prime number. But this does not mandatorily say that in the co-prime set, each number are the prime number. What is the example? Suppose we take the example 15 and 16. 15 is also a composite number, 16 is also a composite number. But whenever we take 15 and 16, so obviously what is the common divisor? Common divisor is 1. That means it is the co-prime number. So here 2 and 3 are the co-prime number. But here 2 and 3 individually prime number. Okay, but here 15 and 16 are not prime number. That's why we can say that if we take 2 Not prime number means it is composite number. If we take two composite number, if we combine it, so obviously the set, it is called the co-prime number, because what is the common divisor? It is 1. Clear? Up to this all are clear? So whenever I give the definition of rational number, at first you have to write down the numerator and denominator are the co-prime number. Clear? This type of number, it is called the rational number. Okay. So what is the example of rational number? So write down the examples. Suppose we take 1 by 2. Suppose we take 1 by 3. Suppose we take 1 by 4. Every fractions. Suppose we take 1 0. That means it represented by 1 by 1. It represented by 1 by 0 by 1. Sorry. So we have to say that those are the examples of the rational number. Okay. So out of this, up to this, all are clear? Yes or no? Now I discuss about the irrational number. Now I discuss about what? Irrational number. Okay. And one thing you have to know, what is the, by which letter we can represent the rational number? We can represent the rational number by what? By Q. We can represent the rational number by Q. And we can represent the irrational number. Sometimes it is S or sometimes it is P. In the class 9 NCERT book, it is represented by S. Clear? So we have to know what is the example of irrational number. Examples of irrational numbers. So number which is not rational, obviously it is the irrational number. So that means, suppose we take number, suppose root 2, suppose we write down the root 2, root 3. But do you know root 4 is a rational or irrational? If we let root 4, so what is the meaning of the root 4? Root 4 means 2 square, that means it is 2. So obviously it is a rational number. It is not a irrational number. It is a which number? It is a rational number. It is a rational number. Okay. So these are the examples of the irrational number. Also, the number pi, it is also a irrational number. Okay. Clear? Up to this all are clear? Okay. So next I discuss about what is the detailed definition of rational number. Okay. So I go to the next page. Page number 2. Okay. So first of all, I have to know in the number system there are two types of number are there. One is repeating number, one is terminating number or non-repeating number. Clear? So at first write down the number. Write down the number. We can classify the number by two ways. One is terminating number, another is non-terminating number. So first of all, we write down one is terminating number, terminating number, another is non-terminating number, another is non-terminating number. Okay. Suppose we take one examples. Suppose 0.5. Okay. Suppose 0.67. So this type of number of terminating, because after the decimal point, in this place one number is there. After the decimal point, there are two numbers are there. Okay. But what is the non-terminating number? Suppose we take 1.677777. This is called the non-terminating number. Suppose we take one number 2.879879 up to dot. Okay. Clear? Suppose we take one number, suppose 0.6752139021 dot. So if you observe at first terminating number, then you observe the non-terminating number. Non-terminating means the number does not ends. It goes to infinite number of terms. It contains infinite number of terms. That means non-terminating. Terminating means it ends, but non-terminating means it never ends. Clear? So now, if you notice, in the non-terminating number, two types of numbers are there. Okay. You first observe it. Here 7 repeats how many times? 7 repeats how many times? Infinite number of times. Here 879 repeats how many times? infinite number of times. But in this number, is there any repetition in the numbers or in the digits? Is there any repetition? Yes or no? So there is repetition and there is no repetition. There is repetition. There is repetition. Repetition. There is there is repetition and there is non-repetition. Non-repetition. There is non-repetition. Okay. So at first, according to the repetition property, we will discuss or we will divide or we will classify the non-terminating terms by which way? One is repeating, one is repeating, and another is non-repeating, non-repeating numbers. One is repeating numbers, another is non-repeating numbers. And we say that what is the another name of repeating numbers? What is the another name of repeating numbers? Repeating means it is called the recurring number. It is recurring number. It is called how much? What? Recurring number. And it is non-recurring number. Non-recurring number. Okay. So what is the definition of recurring number? If you observe the first example, 1.6777 dot 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 dot. So obviously this number repeats again. Suppose we take the second example, 2.879. So obviously this is a pair, this is a pair. Those pairs repeats infinite number of times. This is called a repeating number and a recurring number. What is the non-repeating number? Suppose you take 0.6752 second, this example 0.6752139 repeat again. Okay, so is there any repetition? Yes or no? Obviously there is no repetition, so that's why it is said that it is non-terminating but it is non-repeating or non-recurring. But if these numbers are also the non-terminating but it is recurring, that means it is repeating. After this, all are clear? Suppose we take the examples. Suppose we let the number pi. What is the value of the pi? The value of the pi is 22 divided by 7. If you write this improper fraction in the form of decimal, so what is the value? Value is 3.142857 dot dot dot. Is there any repetition? You must observe it. Is there any repetition? Yes or no? There is no repetition. That means pi is a number which is non-terminating and non-recurring number. So now we have to conclude one general concept, that the terminating number, those terminating number along with non-terminating repeating number, it is called the rational number. It is called what? Rational number. We can represent the rational number by Q. So if anyone asks you what is the definition of the rational number, we know that a number which is either terminating or non-terminating repeating, that means recurring, it is called the rational number. Okay. So what is the remaining number? Remaining numbers means this number. So obviously this is called the irrational number. So what is the definition of irrational number? A number which is non-terminating and non-repeating, it is called the non-terminating and non-repeating. There is no repetition. Okay, so non-terminating, non-repeating, it is called the irrational number. Irrational number. Clear? Yes or no? Up to this all are clear? Yes or no? So this is the first. Then we can classify it by two way. One is terminating, another is non-terminating. Done. If we classify the non-terminating by two, one is repeating, and another is non-repeating. The non-terminating, non-repeating, it is called the irrational number, and terminating and non-terminating, repeating or recurring, it is called the rational number. this is the proper definition of rational and irrational numbers. We have to know this type of definitions because these clear your concepts. Okay, up to this I'll discuss. I hope you will understand by using my video. Okay, in the next class I'll discuss the next part regarding the chapter number system. Okay, this material I send you by using my WhatsApp channel. So follow my WhatsApp channel. If you like my videos, obviously share it and subscribe it. Thank you and support me and stay tuned for my next videos. Thank you again.